Online coaches, if you want more profit in your business, do this. Story starts with me paying $35,000 to a mentor, and long story short, it didn't work. At the start of this story, we were charging a flat $100 per week for our service. My bright idea was we were going to push that all the way up to be a $2,000 package for 12 weeks. As soon as we started selling this package, we went from an 82% close rate down all the way to a flat of 35%. That wasn't too bad because when you look at the increase in price, it was roughly 66%, which all said and done still gave us a 19% net increase on the price when we account for the reduction of conversion, but the increase in price. Where things start to get a little bit dicey is when we start to account for lifetime value. Our LTV prior to doing the price increase was sitting pretty high with a total of 29 weeks, or otherwise known as 2,900 in cash collected over that time of the term. That dropped all the way down to 14 weeks. When we accounted for the price increase and the increase in churn, it was a loss of 8.4% in actual cash collected per week on average. And worse yet, 107% increase in churn. So why does this happen? Pretty simple. When they come into our funnel and we sell them ultimately a product, their excitement is high, but they buy a certain outcome. They only buy the solution. At some point throughout that journey, they become normal and they adjust to this point on your customer journey where it's now an everyday average of what they're getting from you. And they paid so long ago, so they forgot the value. And then last but not least, they get to the end of your system, ideally happy or alternatively unhappy. Either way, they bought a product and a solution that you sold. And if that solution hasn't been solved in the timeline that you set, they're more than likely going to go find someone else that can deliver on the promise. So what I did next, flipped the script, and it made us the most amount of money that we've ever made. It's simply by matching the perception of their value on the front end of their journey, and we charge way more at the front end. Kind of like the paid in full is really great for profit and really great for cash flow, and it pulls a lot of the cash forward into your pocket. For us, we were charging $850 upfront for the first 4 weeks, knowing full well that at some point their journey, they would feel like our value became less to them because they had less fat to lose or less muscle to grow. At that point, we would come back down to a modest $125 a week, which is still expensive in our market. But the key here is it felt like a deal as opposed to the $850 they paid for the first 4 weeks. In business terms, this is just guaranteed continuity. You now get repeat cash flow all the way into the future for as long as their contract. We took this up a notch and thought, okay, well, we have a break point at roughly around the week 22, and we know that they're more likely to leave then. So what did we do? We added extra value pushed up, and we also charged them less for it. That is how the OmniProfit model was born. It's ultimately a big head, long tail, call it what you will, but it just makes more cash fast and allows you stability in the long term.